Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Many ways you could do this, but it looks pretty cool. And if you'll take a screenshot of that right there, that's what we need. The main thing we need to think about is to draw in the center of the page. So I'm going to take a 6-sided polygon. Doesn't really matter what size. I'm going to hit the plus key on the keyboard and get that node right there and go right there. Then I'm going to hit the plus key again. I'm going to get that node up top and I'm going to go right there. Now, that should be the center of our object and we're going to prove it. Corel thinks the center is down here. One way we can kind of prove it, because we need to make some lines anyway, is to take your 2-point line and go, well, tell you what, let's do this. Take a virtual segment delete key and delete those 3 lines. We don't need them anyway, but we're going to make some new lines to kind of prove that we're in the center of the page. And we're going to go across here and you can see our crosshairs meet. But this is what we need anyway. Now we need one down the middle for the start of this. And actually, I didn't delete that one. And now we're going to take another 2-point line and we're going to go down from the center to the node. Then we want to, the best way to get this line here is just make a short line on the node and then get your pick tool. And your pick tool is going to let you do that right there. Now, you want to take a screenshot of that. We don't need to cut this line, but we're going to cut it. And we're going to cut that line. So now we got a big, tall rectangle and a short little rectangle or a square. We're going to take, let's see what our nudge factor is. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's make it 7 inches. Let's take our Smart Fill tool. And I'm going to make this one a different color. And I'm going to fill that in. Then I'm going to left click, right click, and look at it with the shape tool that has added some nodes from our lines. So delete the lines, the nodes that are in the middle. Now this is where you'll have to kind of play around with it to your size, whatever size you made it. Go to Dockers and corners. Select that one corner and go 2 inches. For me, it just happened to work on that. Take this one and fill it in, and we can actually go down and then left click, right click. And once again, you've got extra nodes. It's because of the lines we drew. It's better off not to have them. Now I put that curve there. Now I could curve more, but I think it looks best to have these straight corners. I'm going to nudge this out of the way. Now, don't ever move stuff, nudge stuff. Whoop. So I'm going to nudge that up, and that's what we get. Now, we need to make this curve actually into this block. So we're going to take a 2-point line. And the best thing to do is hit that node and go to that node. Take your virtual segment delete key and delete that line. That's all we need. That's the entire, basically, the project. Take your Smart Fill tool and fill in those, and then have your pleasure doing whatever you want to with the interactive fill tool. We definitely want to go dark into this page to make it look like it's a twisted ribbon. And I think that's going to look pretty good. Now our indexing lines are there, so let's Control G to group, Control D to duplicate, and then Alternate C, which is a shortcut I just started giving away, and I've had quite a few people ask for it. Then rotate it 120 degrees and Control D. Now you could do a lot with this. You could round off some of these corners. I think it personally looks pretty good in the square corner mode. Take away the outline. This would be a very good one to do in a clone. It would be very easy to clone it. And since this video was kind of short, let's do that. Let's just back up till we only have one and just make sure you have one. Now I moved it and I moved it, but as long as I move it back, I'm right where we were. Put our indexing lines back. Now to clone this, we're going to have to go and ungroup it. And now we're going to take that one. We're going to go to edit and clone. I'm going to nudge it out of the way. That is our clone curve. This is our control curve. So I'm going to put that in that way. I'm going to grab that one, clone, move it over. This is our control. I'm actually going to take away these lines, and I'm going to move that over. For a second, I'm going to group it together, Control G, Control D, alternate C, 120 degrees, Control D. Now, to make a clone work, we need to go back and break all these apart or ungroup them so we can work with it. You know what? We're going to borrow the black box. And this is where the clone can help you. And probably most of you are getting tired of this, but it's to me, it's the fun part. So don't look over here when I'm doing this. Look at the difference that you can do. One thing I do want to do is on this one right here, I am going to put a little different color, and I'm going to put a black on both ends. That's pretty unique right there. But then I'm going to take that orange and go like there and here. Let's move the black up a little bit. Now I'm going to put in a white. And it's going to look like it's kind of twisted, shiny. Now we're going to move our orange down. By moving the orange down, you're going to move the black also. So you can always bring in another orange. We don't want that shiny part quite so prevalent. You can't tell me that that's not cool. Put a little angle to it. You know, this is what the clone does. I'm not looking at where my mouse is. I'm looking at my drawing. And just get it where you want. Take away the outline or take away the index line. Now we've discussed this the other day in a video. Select all that in the clone and then go to object and break the 8 objects apart. Because that way you can get rid of your clone. If you don't do that, your clone will disappear or your object will disappear. Anyway, I hope that helped somebody someday, and thank you for watching.